Hello and welcome to the HI Bull Bear Market Report. My name is Adam Straseske. If you want to grow your IRA, your 401k, your stock, or your mutual fund account, I can help. Here is our agenda for today. We're going to go over the broad market readings and then we're going to go over this week's operating plan. Whenever we start with the broad market readings, we always start at the very top and ask ourselves, are we in bull or bear market territory, or is risk on or risk off? And the answer is risk on bull market territory, simply because the S&P 500 and the MSCI All World Index are outpacing treasuries on a 12-month rolling basis. Looks really good for both of them right now. Correction risk is mixed. You can see right here, breadth is declining on both of these oscillators, the longer term and the shorter term, while the S&P 500 is increasing. Two things that I want to say about this. Number one, oscillators tend to work better when they signal in the direction of the trend. And let me give you an example. Oscillator became oversold, both of them. Oversold on the market, we came down to support, nice buy signal. Same thing here, became oversold, was a bottom. Doesn't work too good for the tops. That's the way that a majority, I would say, of oscillators work. They work better in the direction of the trend overall. It's been my experience. But the main thing that I wanted to say is that price is king. Price is king. At the end of the day, we are looking at price and paying attention to price most of all, and the oscillator is just frankly fun to look at and fun to speculate about. So right now it is saying that the correction risk is mixed or a little bit higher than normal. The trend, the stage of the S&P 500, we've got a few things going on here that I'd like to point out. Number one, we're in this tight bull channel that we're breaking out of to the upside. This is a sign of an exhaustion right here when we see these large bull bars at the end of a move, or it could be what could be the end of the move, and we've broken out of this broad bull channel. So this could be exhaustion. It kind of looks like it, frankly, because we haven't seen these larger bars in a long time. You have to go back all the way to 2016 to see these larger bars. And that is a sign of exhaustion. So that doesn't mean that the market's going to fall flat on its face, but just means that we could see a correction here coming into it. But I would suspect that any original correction would be shallow before we see at least some sort of test for the high. Operating plan, preferreds, MSC, and then all of our weekly swings. No scalps right now. Only market that I'm following that lends itself to scalps is real estate. And why scalp when we can swing with markets that are running? Monthly trender looks good for the All World ex-USA Index. Still in this broad bull channel. Could be breaking out to the upside. We're going to like this until 1 of 3 happens. Below a 50% retracement, below the performance of the S&P 500, or below treasuries. Only thing close to happening is the performance of the S&P 500 outperforming the All World ex-USA Index, but we're not there yet. They're neck and neck. End of this week, we will know. Canada up 0.61%. I'm going to call this more of a neutral week. We would like to see a breakout here, which very well could be happen. Nice little bull flag, possible bull flag that's forming. As some might call that a triangle, but I'm not really worried about that. We see the bears tried to take it down. They couldn't, so we'll see if the bulls can take it up. UK up over 1% for the week. Nice tight bull channel represented by these last many bars. Any pullback I suspect would be shallow. I don't really like it in just this particular candle because you can see right here the long tail. You see how the bulls bought it up, and then there was some profit taking. So would have liked to see it close similar to these bars close, really close to the top. This could be an exhaustion, but again, any pullback I would suspect would be shallow, and then possibly a test to the high. But we shall see. Japan up over 1% for the week. We've adjusted our stop up a couple times here, 1 and 2 from the original stop price. Looks good for it. Again, same thing with with the prior index, is that has this long tail here, but I will take this this price action over a bear bar. Oil up almost 4.5% for the week. Looks good for oil. Tight bull channel. You can see right here the bears came in, or there was some profit taking. Bulls came right back in. So it looks good for oil. Still like oil. Haven't adjusted our stop up, but we're going to adjust the stop up. We're not going to wait for it to get down here. This is too much risk to have on the table. U.S. Treasury is by far the weakest index that we've got here. You know, if you look at the vehicle that relates to this, it looks a little bit stronger, but it is a buy signal. We're going to wait to see if we get a buy trigger. It is a weak, very, very weak buy signal. Nonetheless, it's a buy signal, and it is at the bottom of the channel. I would suspect that any buy signal would be relatively weak. You can see at the larger context of this, it is bearish. You've got a high right here, and then lower highs right here and lower lows. But we're going to see if we do get that trigger. If we do, then more than likely we'll get in and go from there and manage it more like a scalp rather than a swing. Australia up over 2% for the week. We like it. We'll end up adjusting the stop up more than likely too, just not this week. Looks good. Broad bull channel. Really bullish in Australia. Up over 2%. Can't ask for more. Brazil up over 6%, 6.5% for the week. Yeah, it just looks good. Tight bull channel. In a larger context, we're in a broad bull channel. Really like it. Want to see some sort of pullback and then a higher high to adjust the stop up. Not quite there yet, but looks good for Brazil. Monthly trender, building the all world. Weekly swing, nothing, no weekly scalps, except for possibly a build in the treasuries. And with that, y'all have a great week, and we'll talk.